just kind of run through some different types of sugar and liquid sweeteners. So if you are really new to baking, hopefully this will give you a good understanding of the different sugars. I try to explain it fairly well when I'm adding an ingredient, but let's just go through the basics. So here we have turbinado sugar. So turbinado sugar is just a coarse, you can see how much bigger the granules are. And turbinado sugar is typically used in baking, but more for that kind of that final presentation. So if you're making a pastry, you may brush it with like some egg white and then sprinkle some turbinado sugar on there just to add a little crunch at the end. Then we have granulated sugar. This is just your regular all-purpose kitchen sugar. All of the granules are fairly uniform in size. This is used for pretty much everything. Most people just call it sugar. That's what they know it by. I've tried to be specific and call it granulated sugar, just so you know. Or if you're viewing from another country, maybe you call it something different. So this is just your all-purpose everyday sugar. Now there is a sanding sugar. I do not have that. That typically is just used in decorating like cookies and pastries, and it does not dissolve the way regular sugar will. There's also a superfine or caster sugar, which is granulated sugar, but then it's even more fine. So if you're looking for a lighter texture to cakes, you might want to try some caster sugar. Honestly, I've never used it. But if you're really wanting to step up your baking game, you might give that a try in your cakes. Then we have brown sugar. This is light brown sugar. I don't have any dark brown sugar here, but it's about a shade darker than this one. Basically, brown sugar is just sugar with some molasses added back into it. Dark brown sugar just has more molasses. So if you're baking, you might not want the dark brown unless you're going for a stronger flavor in your dessert. The dark brown sugar would be perfect if you were making baked beans or something along those lines. And then we have confectioner's sugar, or as I usually call it, powdered sugar, because that's what I grew up calling it. It's the same thing as confectioner's sugar. It's just a super fine powder. So really like cornstarch in texture, just a little less squeaky than cornstarch. So you can see how fine that is. And it typically does require sifting because especially if it's not super fresh, if it's been in a canister for a while, it may have some lumps, and your mixer, your blender, whatever you're using just may not be able to get those lumps out. So there's some of your basic sugars. And then we have some liquid sugars. So we've got corn syrup, and this is light corn syrup. There is a dark corn syrup. Honestly, I've never used the dark corn syrup, although I have seen it listed for recipes like pecan pie or something like that. I use light corn syrup, and I don't use it for very many things, just a few things. And honestly, it's not super sweet, so keep that in mind. Then you've got honey. We all know about honey. Now it can have a very distinct flavor, so if you're wanting to use it in place of something else, you would need to keep that in mind. You would also have to remember that some people are allergic to honey, so you want to make sure you get local honey. So just for allergies and that sort of thing, it's just best to eat honey that is from your area. And then we have maple syrup. Now, don't get this confused with pancake syrup that's maple flavored. It's not the same. This is maple syrup. So, and you will, once you open it, you will need to keep it refrigerated because it will mold. I found out the hard way. Forgot to put it in the fridge and it did create some mold and I lost the entire bottle. And the real maple syrup is not cheap. So, and then lastly, you have molasses. So this is what molasses looks like. It's super dark, has a very distinct smell. You'll use it some in cookies. There's like molasses cookies. I mostly just use it when I make baked beans. So brown sugar, molasses, that sort of thing, to kind of sweeten it up. So, all right, well, that is sugars and liquid sweeteners. So if you have any questions, just drop them down below and I will be happy to answer those.